You know what the deal is every Tuesday. These are my fantasy football waiver wire pickups for week 9, ranked for every position. What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching the couch. Let's go on to the waivers. There are 4 teams on bye this week, and those 4 teams are the Falcons, Bengals, Rams, and Saints. For quarterbacks, my number 1 quarterback is Jameis Winston. Now, it's not so good. The floor is low, ceiling high, floor low. This could be a shootout. Could be a high-scoring game, but do we trust Jameis Winston? Well, I don't, but I'm probably going to be starting him in at least one league because Drew Brees is on bye. I don't want to start Kyler Murray. Monkey Knife Fight is a site where you can play daily fantasy prop games. Last week, I won $300 on only a $100 entry for the over-under contest. They have other contests such as the Fantasy Challenge and Touchdown Dance. I love those 3 contests. You can head on over to monkeyknifefight.com, or better yet, just follow the link below in the description. Use promo code COUCH to get a 100% deposit match up to $50, and follow me on social media. I'll be posting my picks for Monkey Knife Fight, so follow the link below in the description and use promo code COUCH. Now back to the waivers. Now Gardner Minshew has a higher floor. I think he'll be better. He won't make any mistakes. He'll be a better real-life quarterback. But I'd probably go with the upside here with Jameis Winston, with that being a high-scoring game in Seattle. And keep in mind, this game in Jacksonville might be a bit windy, and Gardner Minshew is not going to be that good when he's going up against the wind. Throwing against that strong wind is not going to be good for those deep passes. So the upside is not really there. I don't really like it. I see the Jaguars running the ball a lot with Fournette, so just be warned, weather could change, so keep tabs on the weather and the wind. I'd worry about winds that are over 15 miles an hour. With Darren Waller in the lineup, with Terrell Williams healthy, with the O-line playing well, Derek Carr is a formidable passer going against the Lions. Not the sweetest matchup, but still a good one. Lions defense is not that great, at least when we're talking about fantasy. They're okay in real life. Derek Carr has been doing very well, very good completion percentage, and last week he did okay against the Texans. Should continue doing all right against the Lions. Phillip Rivers, okay, now we're like the top 3 are okay, and now it's like not good. All right, so this is desperate situations, deep leagues. Chargers are a bit of a mess. They just fired their offensive coordinator, Ken Wisenhunt. They have a lot of injuries, a lot of bad luck. Dare I say, they are cursed. Don't believe me? Okay, that's fine. You don't have to believe me. Then we have Sam Darnold going against the Dolphins. Do you trust Sam Darnold? Nobody does. Jimmy Garoppolo going against the Cardinals. Jimmy has a good matchup. He'll be okay. But the Niners are going to need to pass the ball a lot in this game. Probably not. Should be a low-scoring game. Should be the Niners D dominating. And Jimmy G, just don't throw any picks and get out of there with a win. Then we have Daniel Jones going against the Cowboys. Daniel Jones gets a boost if Sterling Shepard is healthy. He had a concussion and still is in concussion protocol. He's missed multiple weeks. Let's see if he gets healthy and plays week 9. Ryan Fitzmagic going against the Jets. Actually, what's crazy is we can rank Ryan Fitzmagic maybe as high as number 3. And if it's windy, we can rank Gardner Minshew maybe number 4. That's how crazy it is between like the number 4 QB on my list and like the number 10. It's pretty messy. It's pretty unpredictable. So good luck if you need a quarterback this week. Hopefully Winston or Carr or somebody like that is available. Then we have Baker Mayfield going against the Broncos, not to be trusted. Mitch Trubisky, sweet matchup against the Eagles. Super sweet matchup. But he's not a good quarterback, so keep that in mind. Then we have Ryan Tannehill, who's been playing okay, but the matchup's not that great, playing in Carolina. And for more quarterbacks, we have Mason Rudolph. Brandon Allen is going to start for the Broncos. Joe Flacco is going to miss around 5 to 6 weeks, probably end up going on IR or cut from the roster. Who knows? Ryan Finley is going to start for the Bengals. Keep in mind the Bengals are on a bye week for week 9. Dwayne Haskins might have to play if Case Keenum can't go. And Drew Lock has been cleared to play. He should be returning back pretty soon, if not this week. But Brandon Allen, I was told, would be the starter. With Kenyon Drake being traded to the Cardinals, Mark Walton becomes a starter for the Dolphins. That's really it. I mean, he's not that great. He's on a bad team, but he should be added in just about every league. Darius Geis is expected to return week 11. Washington, not a great team, and if Adrian Peterson is healthy, especially if AP and Chris Thompson is healthy, we don't know what's going to happen to Geis. I'm sure he'll play, but will he just automatically be a workhorse starter? I doubt it, at least not week 11. Then again, what do I know? What's going to happen? There is doubt there. He might do it, he might not, and then what, if he gets hurt again right away, would you be surprised either? Kareem Hunt currently suspended, but will return real soon. He's suspended 8 games, but they also had a bye week. So the earliest he'd be able to come back is week 10. Then he'll probably be eased in. Now, this is how you should think about Kareem Hunt. Sure, he can get a good amount of carries. He can split possibly with Chubb, probably not. Or he might just be sprinkled in there. It might not be that good. How you need to view Kareem Hunt, though, is one of the most valuable handcuffs. Nick Chubb, although the Browns kind of suck, Nick Chubb has been really good, and he's an RB1. He must start every week regardless of the matchup. And then you got Kareem Hunt, who we're pretty sure is going to be used regardless if Chubb is healthy or not. But if Chubb goes down, Kareem Hunt could slide in as a fantasy RB1. Super important handcuff, even if you don't own Chubb. Now he's worth a roster spot, especially if you had a lot of your bye weeks already. Like me, I had a Chris Godwin, and like Nick Chubb already had his bye week, so on and so forth. Benny Snell exited last week's game, and so did James Conner. James Conner towards the end. Keep tabs on them, and regardless, Jalen Samuels is an excellent add. Just seeing these two pop up on the injury report, Conner and Snell, like Jalen Samuels is a must add. So the top 4 guys on my list for running back are adds in just about every single league. You're not going to find too many running backs. Worst case scenario, these guys are RB4s on your team. Go add them. Then we have Trey Carson of the Lions. What a mess over there in Detroit with Ty Johnson, J.D. McKissick, and now Trey Carson. This is pretty much a 3-headed monster here. We don't know what's going to happen. Dare I say Patriot-esque. Then we have a Raheem Mostert or Jeff Wilson, whatever is going on here. I know Matt Breida's hurt. Mostert might be hurt. Tevin Coleman's the man. I'm starting him this week. Absolutely love him. Other than that, I'm not too sure what's going on. At the very least, keep tabs on the Niners running back situation. The RB2 for the Niners usually does well because Niners defense plays well. They have the lead. They're a great running team, and even if they're not running, they can use the running back in the pass game and get a lot of points that way. Then we have Kalen Ballage of the Dolphins. He's now the backup to Mark Walton. And Nyheim Hines, who's essentially a poor man's James White. He is okay, more like a RB5 or RB4 in PPR leagues. Not anything to get excited about, but he does consistently rack up points and receptions for PPR. You could do worse, but you could do a lot better too. Lots of quantity at wide receiver, not too much quality, unfortunately. Well, actually, I like the top 5 guys here. Cole Beasley, really good receiver on the Bills. Probably not a guy to give you a ton of touchdowns or a ton of big plays, but in PPR leagues, he should. You may want to add him. Danny Amendola, somewhat similar. Chris Conley, definitely worth an add if D.D. Westbrook is out. We all like Minshew. He's a good quarterback. Dante Johnson of the Steelers. I drafted him in Dynasty, one of my later picks in the rookie draft. Thankfully, I held on to him because, man, the Steelers do know how to draft wide receivers, and I'm not a fan of James Washington nor Moncrief. Dante Johnson is clearly the number 2 option in the passing game. Deebo Samuel has been dropped in a lot of leagues. Niners wide receiver. He's still going to be one of the top wide receivers. I see Emmanuel Sanders being wide receiver 1, and Deebo Samuel could be wide receiver 2 or even 1B. We've seen Deebo been used in a lot of gadget plays and as a running back throughout the preseason and regular season. Absolutely love it. As long as he's getting his touches in that offense, hey, I'm good. And we have a Dolphins wide receiver, Devontae Parker. The homie Taylor Gabriel on the Bears. Good matchup against the Eagles. Preston Williams. And I don't know what's going on with the tight ends. Obviously, you can rank some of these wide receivers higher or lower, but I got something right last week, and it was like, we don't know which wide receiver is good on the tight ends, and this week not a great matchup. So, you know, what do you want? Corey Davis, you want a AJ Brown, you want a Humphreys? I don't know what you want. I don't know who's going to be good, and especially this week, probably a must avoid. And let's face it, a lot of people picked up Corey Davis, started him. Now they're pissed off and they're not starting Corey Davis anymore, nor probably any Titans wide receiver. I don't trust them. I don't know which one's going to do well, especially this week. Not a great week to start a Titans wide receiver. N'Keal Harry is on IR, but should return soon. I don't know. I can't guarantee he'll get any playing time or what's going to happen, but especially if you have an IR spot in your league, I think he's worth adding. You get him for free. You probably got him last week. Just stash him on IR. What's it going to hurt? If you don't have an IR spot, you don't have a lot of bench space, don't add N'Keal Harry. You can't afford to do that, especially with all these bye weeks hitting week 9, 10, 11, and even 12. Then we have Anthony Miller of the Bears. Zach Pascal could be the wide receiver 2 for the Colts. DeAndre Carter, we saw Kiki QD was in the doghouse, whatever you want to call it. Carter is now the wide receiver 3 for the Texans with Will Fuller injured. Deshaun Hamilton, what did you do? You were supposed to be the wide receiver 2 for the Broncos. Maybe you are. You probably still are. But they just suck. So Flacco sucks. This guy, Brandon Allen, I should talk more about him. He could be better than Flacco. He could also suck. But he could, like, Flacco played really bad, and Brandon Allen looked okay in preseason. I think, if I had to guess if Brandon Allen would be better than Flacco or not, I would say yes. I'd say Brandon Allen is an upgrade from Flacco. And he can go out there and do worse, for sure. But give him a shot, and hopefully Deshaun Hamilton will catch a ball or something like that. And then I'm putting Duke Williams low on this list. I've been high on him, saying he could be the wide receiver 2 for the Bills. He's done nothing since that one game. Let's give him another shot. He's still a starting wide receiver. Is John Brown, then Cole Beasley, then Duke Williams. Not the most traditional explosive pass offense other than John Brown getting a couple big plays. But let's just see. Let's give him another chance. If you got to drop him, drop him. You won't hurt my feelings. It's okay. I'm probably going to drop him in one league, probably keep him in another. Definitely want to keep him in Dynasty at least another week and see what he can do. And for tight ends, we do have some semi-decent tight ends. Chris Herndon is the one with the most upside, the one that needs to be picked up. If you're looking for a tight end that could be maybe not a home run hit, but a double or a triple possibly, it's got to be Chris Herndon. Decent matchup, should be healthy, should be finally playing week 9. I haven't seen this man play in so long. Then we have Jason Witten, who's actually got a higher floor than anybody else on this list, including Chris Herndon. He's really good, man. He's been so consistent. Pencil him in for 4 receptions, 40 yards, and about half a touchdown. Let's see what he can do against the Giants. And then we have Dallas Goedert, the backup tight end for the Eagles, but he's been outperforming Ertz past 3 weeks. Not a horrible matchup against the Bears, not a good one either, but tight ends can do a couple things here and there against Chicago. Then we have Eric Ebron and Jack Doyle, the 2 Colts tight ends. I was wrong about Darren Fells. Jordan Akins looks faster. He looks like the better receiver, but that's not been the case. Jordan Akins has been getting a considerably less amount of snaps the past 3 weeks, and Darren Fells is in there all the time. He's the main tight end and has good chemistry with Deshaun Watson. Watson trusts him. So even though Darren Fells is more of a blocking tight end and he's not super fast, he's got great hands, he's got great trust. He's going to be getting the ball, and he's a red zone threat. The man gets touchdowns. I was wrong about Akins. I was wrong about both tight ends. I was wrong about Fells and Akins. Fells is the tight end you want to own in Houston. Then we have Jonnu Smith if Walker is out, Cameron Brate if OJ Howard is out, Vance McDonald, Trey Burton, and Ben Watson of the Patriots. Oh yeah, and if you're in a super deep league, we do have a tight end on the Browns, RSJ, Ricky Seals-Jones. I don't see a big difference between any of these defenses, really. Colts, even Eagles could do well. So between all of these defenses, there's not a big difference. The Jets are worrying me. Like, they're so bad. Like, are they trying to tank? Or I won't even use the word tank, but like, they're probably thinking about the future. Like, they're not winning a Super Bowl this year. They're not going to make playoffs this year. So might as well think about the future. Will the Dolphins get their first win? Like, it's a realistic question. I still think the Jets will beat the Dolphins by a touchdown, but like, it's a legitimate question. So I got the Browns D going against Brandon Allen and the Broncos. They just traded Sanders. The team's in a bit of a mess. I bet their morale isn't that good. Let's see how Brandon Allen can do. I should have probably ranked the Jets number 1, but it's just, I just don't know about the Jets. I really don't. Like, it's so questionable. Panthers D really good going against the Titans. Should be a low-scoring game. A lot of C-Mac. And I don't see the Titans doing that much. The Titans offense against the Panthers defense. Game is in Carolina. Then we have the Broncos D going against the Browns. Let's see how defeated this team is. Are they defeated? It is in Denver. And we saw Baker Mayfield play this year. It's not been good. Packers D going against the banged up Chargers. Titans D going against the Panthers. Just talked about that game. Should be low scoring. Cowboys D, good matchup against the Giants. I'd give them a slight boost if Sterling Shepard is out. Seahawks D going against the Bucs, even though it could be high scoring. Jameis Winston is a turnover machine. Colts D going against the Steelers. Eagles D going against the Bears. You don't really want to start the Eagles D, do you? But just going against Trubisky, all they got to do is make a couple big plays, and boom, they get you fantasy points. And Vikings D, I'd probably bench them if Mahomes is playing. But if Mahomes is out, Vikings D is worth considering, especially in deep leagues, or especially if you just have them, don't want to waste a waiver claim, and not too many good options out there in waivers and free agency. Breaking news about kickers. Mike Nugent has just been cut right after I made this list. Let's see who they add. Will it be Matt Bryant? Because Matt Bryant was just released from the Falcons, and they signed Younghoe Koo, my number 1 kicker. And you guys have been listening, man. You guys have done it. Jason Myers, good game last week. Should have another good game at home against the Buccaneers. Love this matchup. And we have Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould could be number 1 as well. I love both these kickers, Myers and Gould. You could go with either one. They're basically tied. Robbie Gould in a dome going against the Cardinals, a fast-paced team that's not going to do much. Defense should dominate. In the fourth quarter, I see Robbie Gould kicking a couple field goals. He's so accurate. Man, if the Niners can get this special teams thing fixed and Jimmy G can stop throwing picks, sky's the limit for this team. Matt Prater, very accurate, good leg, good matchup against the Raiders. He's going to be an elite kicking option this week. Brett Maher going against the Giants. Mason Crosby. Austin Seaver. I don't really like this kicker, but I feel like this is a good matchup. He might be able to do some things. Very risky, though. And then we have Joey Sly. Not a great matchup at all. Low scoring game, but Joey Sly is really good. You can probably rank him as high as, I'd say, number 4 on this list. So it could be Myers, Gould, Prater, then Sly. I just don't like the matchup. I don't know how many opportunities Sly will get. Then we have Dan Bailey going against the Chiefs. Steven Hauschka. Love this kicker. Love the matchup, but I am afraid of the wind and weather. So it is in Buffalo. So keep tabs on the wind, especially the wind. So if it's windy and there's rain or snow, I'm not going to like it. So it seems like the weather is clear, but could could be a bit windy, so just keep tabs on that. Otherwise, if it was no wind or if it was in a dome, I would rank Hauschka super high, maybe as high as number 3 actually this game. They are playing against Washington. I usually like kickers going against the Dolphins, but Sam Ficken in Miami kind of scares me. He's still a good option, but I think we can do better. Whether on social media or leaving a comment below, make sure you use hashtag AskTheBrain. That way I know you're a real Couch family member. Make sure you guys follow the link below. Head on over to Monkey Knife Fight. Play there. Use promo code COUCH. It also really helps support this channel. Super easy and simple to play. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. We also have a second YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that as well. It's called Fantasy Couch Podcast. Hit this video with a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thumbs down if you did not. Wish you guys all good luck this week. I'll see you on the next video.